Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be testing 10 different Minecraft mobs to see how well they do in a sensory deprivation tank. Here I've built a smaller sized one and a larger sized one for some of the larger mobs we're going to have to use. So if you guys don't know what a sensory deprivation tank is, it's basically a tank that you lie in and it's full of salt so you don't drown, and it keeps you completely still and you can't hear anything, you can't see anything, you can't taste anything, you can't smell anything, nothing is, you're basically going no senses. And a lot of people kind of go crazy in these. So this is how it's going to work. So first of all, it's just a tank of water. So that's obviously, they're not really going to be able to hear anything. I've also got some command blocks over here. They're going to make them blind, deaf, going to remove their sense of taste, going to give them nausea, whatever, going to give them everything that is not going to be good. And I've got 10 mobs, and we're going to rank all of them to see which ones are the best at surviving the sensory deprivation tank that I have spent quite a long time building here. And after this, the best mob performance will be going toe-to-toe with me, the reigning champion at sensory deprivation. So first off, we're just going to go simple zombie, put him in, boom, quickly run over here, flick all the levers. Now he should have a lot of things going on. Oh, he's shivering a little bit. Oh my goodness! Okay, this is an interesting response to the sensory deprivation tank. We haven't had any patients have this response yet, but he does seem to still be alive. He looks pretty happy, and I would say this is a passing grade. I'm gonna give him A tier. Alright, next up on the list, we have the Blaze. I don't have a good feeling about this one, because he is basically made out of fire. But I don't know how. I'm just going to try and get to the buttons in time before anything bad happens, but we'll see. Okay, put him in. Uh-oh. Okay, well this is just cheating, but I think I'm gonna... Okay, well that's an F tier. Absolute F tier. Died immediately. No time to press the button. Didn't even get fully sensory deprivated. Literally, what a noob. F tier. Next one, we have Cousin of the Blaze. This is the Breeze, so it's like a blaze, but it's made out of wind, so hopefully it'll have a better response to sensory deprivation. Okay, I accidentally broke one of those levers. Oops, okay. Now I've accidentally given myself blindness, but okay, here's the Breeze. Uh-oh. This dude is not responding well to the sensory deprivation. Oh my goodness, he's dying. Well, that is quite unfortunate, isn't it? He did survive a little bit longer than the Blaze, which I do like. But I feel like the blindness is what really messed it up for him. Like, he wasn't really doing very good. And then, like, he got nauseous, he got blind, he got kind of deaf. No emotions. No senses, and yeah, that seems to have just been too much for him. Alright, next up we have the Zombie Nautilus. Sorry. Alright, next up we have the Zombie Nautilus. Now, I don't really know how this is going to go, because he is already dead, so I don't really know if it counts, if he survives this, but we'll just see. Put him in there, quickly, flick all the levers. Alright, how's he doing? Now, he is kind of a shelled water creature, so I don't think he should have too much trouble surviving in here. Alright, the Zombie Nautilus has been in here for quite a long time, and he still hasn't died, so I'm going to assume he can survive in here indefinitely. Unfortunately, he has already died before I even put him in here, so that does disqualify him. I'm going to give him an A tier. Alright, next up we have the Skeleton, and I'm not sure how this is going to work because he's not even got any organs or anything, but I'm just going to put him in and see what happens. Close him up. Buffers. Alright, so he should be blind, he's deaf, he's nauseous, everything's probably pretty bad for him right now. But he doesn't look... Is he? He looked to be following me. That's a little suspicious, seeing that he's blind and deaf. I think this guy might be cheating, to be honest. Yeah, look, he's looking at me. This guy's cheating. Instantly disqualified. Instantly disqualified. Get out of here, dude. F tier. Alright, next up we've got a bit of a plus size mob, the Ghast. Now this is an air mob, so I'm going to have to quickly box him in to make sure he doesn't escape, and I'm not sure how he's going to react to being sensory deprivated, but let's go real quick. Okay, so far, not much, but if we give him blindness... Alright, now we wait. He seems to be spinning right now. I'm really liking this breakdance maneuver. Oh no! He's suffering, and he... I really had high hopes for the Ghast. I thought he was going to do it. And he dropped a tear. That's just so sad. What a very, very sorry tale for the Ghast. I'm going to put this guy in C tier, just because I feel bad. Okay, next up we have another plus size mob, the Ravager. This one pretty gigantic, but he looks pretty tough, so I've got high hopes for him, and I think he's most likely going to survive. Okay, so far he is bobbing up to the top like a apple or something, which is pretty interesting strategy. Now he's got the full sensory deprivation experience, and he does... Uh-oh. This is not a good reaction to sensory deprivation. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, this is a very sorry performance. However, he does seem to be surviving, and he's looking at me. Now this is very suspicious behavior again. I'm suspecting he may not be blind, and we may have to disqualify him again. Although, yeah, this guy's gonna get disqualified. And he died anyway. F tier. The next mob we have is the Iron Golem. Now, this guy, I'm honestly thinking, even though he's quite large, he might be able to fit in here, so we'll give him a go. Now, this guy, I've got good hopes for him, because he is still technically alive, and he doesn't have any organs, so I'm hoping he won't be too depressed. You cheater. He doesn't want to go in the sensory deprivation tank. Will any of them? Oh my god. Absolutely unacceptable. You know how much this procedure costs to go in the sensory deprivation tank? Absolutely unacceptable. Immediately disqualified. F tier. Alright, next up we have the Elder Guardian. This is quite an interesting one because they are a natural sea creature, but I'm interested to see how they will deal with sensory deprivation, because this is not just regular water, this is sensory deprivation, which can be pretty unpleasant if you're not in the right headspace. Alright, how are you doing, big guy? Alright, he's not looking at me. That's pretty good so far. He's not... Hang on a minute. Oh, are you looking at me? Oh, he looked at me for a second. Oh, but he's gone away. Ah, I see, he's trying to trick me. He thinks I can't see. Okay, I saw you looking at me for a second there, so I am suspecting this guy of cheating a little bit, but I have no way to prove it, and he does seem to be able to survive in there indefinitely, so I'm going to give him a B tier. Alright, next up we have the Warden, which is a mob which lives underground and already can't see, so we won't have to worry too much about sensory deprivating it. And I'm expecting high performances from the Warden because, you know, it's already, like, doing half the challenge, so I'll be very disappointed if this gets a low score. Alright, he's doing quite good so far. Whoa! He climbed out of the chamber! How did he do that? Okay, I think this guy might need to go into the smaller confinement zone, so I'm going to come back to you guys in a moment. Okay, this guy has been a major pain to get into the sensory deprivation tank, so I don't need to flick any of those command blocks because he is already blind, but I am expecting a good performance from him right now. He does seem to be tweaking a little bit, he's kind of moving around. This is not typical behavior, but he does seem to be surviving decently well underwater, which is something we definitely like to see. I'm not sure what he's going to do next. It's looking pretty good so far though. What? What just happened? What? He just disappeared. You guys saw that, right? He literally just disappeared right in front of me. I don't understand what just happened, but he did survive indefinitely in the sensory deprivation tank. I'm not surprised because he is already partially sensory deprivated in the regular, deep dark. So I'm gonna say that's a little bit cheeky. That's a little bit of a cheeky strategy. However, I am gonna crown him reigning champion of sensory deprivation. Obviously, I could have predicted that outcome, but the Warden goes in S tier. Alright, now it is time for the final battle between me and the Warden to decide who is the S tier mob and the best at surviving the sensory deprivation tank. Now, I do have a little trick up my sleeve that I did play previously, and I do have a decent amount of gear that'll be perfect for fending off this powerful foe. Oh my god, he's so strong! Oh my god, he's so strong! Get me out of here, man! Get me out of here! This guy's a little strong. I don't know what sort of tomfoolery he's up to right now, but I did not like that. Although, I think he has fallen from my superior intelligence and my clever trap. Alright, I think that concludes it. I mean, obviously, I've clearly bested him in personal and fair combat, and look, there I'm going to use his heart to step out of my clever trap. I can say I am the only S tier survivor of the sensory deprivation tank, and that is going to be the end of the tier list. These are the final rankings, so take that as you will, and I hope you enjoyed.